The forum seeks to connect resources, in particular, as Jonathan mentioned, connecting funders with organizations that are addressing heirs property or Tangle Title issue. I did learn that this issue isn't always at the forefront of community development work, but it should be. It's startling when you learn how much wealth is locked inside so many properties, especially for groups that need it the most: poor families in urban and rural areas and minority families. Tapping into the value of someone's home provides an opportunity, and at its core, it provides personal, financial, and community development contributions to the overall ecosystem that we all work in. Unlocking this wealth can be a springboard for opportunity. Jonathan mentioned the Pew Charitable Trust study that was done in Philadelphia, released in August of this year. Over 10,000 properties, when they researched it, have Tangle Title, and that's, as he mentioned, 1 billion of trapped wealth. There's no demographic data on the exact households that are affected, but we know that the neighborhoods are predominantly low value, low income, and high poverty areas. And the hardest hit areas are predominantly Black, and those least affected are the majority white areas in the city of Philadelphia.
I'm Tracey Gordon. I'm the Registrar of Wills here in the city of Philadelphia, and I'm here with my colleague, James Leonard, the Recorder of Deeds. We are in a crisis here in one of the largest cities in Philadelphia, just like I've heard from the other presenters. We have 10,000 identified through a Pew Charitable Trust of Tangle Titles in the city of Philadelphia. City of Philadelphia has the highest home ownership amongst Black and Latino in the country. And this Tangle Title crisis is affecting their generational wealth. One of the major problems we see is they don't even know they're in the Tangle Title. And in Philadelphia, we live in row houses. So that not only affects them as a family, but a recent study by the University of Penn stated that if one home on one residential block, which is row houses, received basic systems repair grants, which is free money to help you repair the infrastructure of your house, crime reduces by 22%. Just being able to be eligible for that grant. Not to mention with the global warming that's happening in our country, we just recently had a huge storm, and a lot of these houses was affected by floods and didn't qualify for FEMA, which is government assistance, because they're in these Tangle Titles. And so one of the things that we've done through my administration, and that's under 2 years, is we started a program called the Probate Deferment Initiative, where we waive and defer probate fees and deed transfer fees. And we also connect families with free legal advice. To date, with no budget and no staff, dedicated staff for this, we untangled 11 titles in our city out of the 10,000 or so. We know it's more. And that's 11 families that now have ownership. And in our program, we also require that once we untangle the title, that they have to make a will, because we have to break this cycle. It's an education problem. It's a severe education problem on estate planning, not only in the city of Philadelphia, but as I'm here in the country. Jim is going to tell you a little bit about his program, because as you know, or you may not know, we have a huge deed theft problem here in Philadelphia, and he's been able to do some things to help. And then I'll tell you the rest of our proposal. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Madam Register. Good morning, everybody. Jim Leonard, the Philadelphia Recorder of Deeds. I want to make a few quick points. We found over the years that one of the symptoms in our city of Tangled Title, or consequences of it, can be an increased risk of deed fraud or property theft, where folks are forging often deceased owners' names on deeds and taking away folks' family homes. And it takes, as you probably can all appreciate, a tremendous amount of time and legal expense and anxiety and heartache to get those back. And we've been successful at instituting additional programs to help combat that. and more recently have joined with our Register of Wills office at her request to help partner on the issue, not just of deed fraud, which is a narrower issue, but the broader issue of Tangle Title. And I think the couple points I want to make are that I think we have a unique partnership among our offices in that we're two separate government offices in Philadelphia. The Register is actually elected, I'm appointed, but we both share the front and back ends of how the folks have to navigate through a Tangle Title in our city. And I think that joint partnership, as I said, is unique and presents real opportunity when you combine it with the study that Pew Charitable Trust has done, and which provides us and potential funders with a robust and rich data set of where all these properties, at least as far as we've identified them, and that's probably an undercount, but we have them all mapped. And as the Register is going to tell you about what our ask is, we think there's a real opportunity to create targeted programs to help folks.
And yes, we started for the first time in history, we created an outreach unit, and we go out to neighborhoods, and this is recently because of the pandemic, but we started a webinar series called Plan, Prepare, Protect. And we invite different elected officials and different policymakers on explaining to them what the problems is, and we're showing our elected officials exactly where the targeted areas are. And we also have a series called The Register Reacts, where we use pop culture to educate families, and we've gotten a lot of national attention. So what we're asking for is we need a call to action and a strong media campaign for targeted communities suffering from Heirs property. We need assistance in development of a more robust and packaged estate planning educational program. And we also need assistance in expanding our legal staff in the Heirs property unit. Most of the cost is coming with just being able to get volunteer attorneys to assist and helping, because some of these estates are within generations. So the good news is we untangled 11 title just with no funding and just with our partnership. The bad news is we are definitely in a state of emergency in the city of Philadelphia, as 10,000 that are identified. And that's the good thing with the Pew Trust. They identify exactly where we are. So we can target them, because a lot of them still don't know they don't own the property or don't have legal rights to do legal things with it. I'd like to thank the Heirs property at a forum for even having this forum and given us the opportunity to present our case. Thank
you so much. I have one quick clarifying question and then a request. So the question is, what was the time frame for untangling those 10 titles?
So we initiated the PDI, probate deferment initiative, a year ago. So within a year, we untangled 11. Well, it's going to be 13 soon. We're just waiting for the paperwork to transfer. But the most important thing was the fact that we connected and partnered with the recorded deeds, because most people in the city of Philadelphia, they are separate. I'm elected, he's appointed, but people think they're one and the same in the county of Philadelphia, which is the state of Pennsylvania, and they're not. So that's why it was so smooth. And then we connected with the legal communities. And so, of course, we don't untangle them, but we send them out to our legal communities, and then they find the volunteer attorneys. And within a year, we did 13. 13, we're just waiting for, they're waiting for my signature, but 11 that's 11 families. And one family in particular, I wanted to let you know, is they had the will. They didn't know to bring it to our office. No one knows about what the Register of Wills office is, even though it's an office that's elected every 4 years during the same time that the mayor. And so now, the educate people now, one thing I know in Philadelphia, people know what a Tangle Title is. It's just getting to those families, because they're scared. They don't know what to do.
Yep. Yeah, it definitely speaks to the importance of education and awareness. And the request was fulfilled by maybe your partner in crime, Jim, but people were asking for the links to the podcast. So those are now up there.
Yes, my staff is putting all in. Go
Okay.
look at our register of reacts. We're hashtag PHLROW. We're on all social medias. We're on LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Hashtag PHLROW. You'll go see our Register of React series. Hit the button, like and share. We're just trying to spread the word. We have been able to do it virtually, but now, you know, with the pandemic, we don't know where the pandemic is going, but at least we're doing something. So within 1 year, we untangled with no staff, no budget, 13 Tangle titles.
Okay, thank you. Sorry to cut you off, but we
That's
do
okay.
see a few other initiatives we need to hear from. So thank you so
all.
much. We appreciate your enthusiasm.
Thank you.
Thanks again.